Good morning, or good afternoon. I'm proud to be running for the position of student representative to the Board of Education. As the representative of the student body, my job would not be for anyone but you. If elected, I will not simply represent the students. There will not just be a student sitting in a conference room listening to a bunch of adults. There will be a student pushing for what the student council, and transitively, the student body, believes. The past couple years have been a growing period for me, as I have previously not felt qualified enough to serve on the student government. But in these past years, I have improved myself in many ways that will help me to best represent the beliefs of the student body. As an award-winning Model United Nations Club member, I have demonstrated many times my ability to represent a body of people effectively and with as little bias as possible. I have also refined the way I present my talking points and achieve compromise. I have participated in multiple different school sports and many extracurriculars, ranging from cooking and anchor club to helping younger students to design robots on the robotics team. This gave me a broad scope of the student body. Due to my involvement in this range of activities, I have a great idea of many views of our students at our school and will be able to successfully take these viewpoints of the student council and make sure it is coming from the perspective of the entire student body. Then, I can bring that viewpoint to board meetings and make sure the importance of this position is recognized. I don't want to be a messenger who simply tells the board what the student body believes. I want to be an enforcer of the student council's opinions and proposals, who shows the school board the importance of knowing the wants and needs of those they serve. I'm Jake Schaefer, and I'm running to represent you. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
Hi guys, for those who don't know me, my name is Abby Levy and I am running for Student Council Board of Education Representative. The duties and responsibilities of Student Board Representative include meeting with and communicating the ideas and concerns of the students to the elected members of the Board of Education. As your representative, I promise to make myself accessible to each and every one of you, to listen to your issues and concerns, and convey them to the Student Council and board members at their meetings. I know that your ideas and opinions are important. They are important to me and they are important to the school. That is why I'm committed to working hard to be an advocate for you in order to make your ideas become a reality and to ensure that your questions and concerns are addressed. What does that mean exactly? It means that I will be here for you. I will meet with you and listen carefully to your suggestions, which I will promptly and effectively communicate to the board. I will also be responsive and proactive. I will attend regular meetings of the Student Council and Board of Education where I will be your voice and press for board action. In other words, I will do what it takes to accomplish the goals that you set for Hopewell, and I believe that I have what it takes to accomplish these goals. Now, I'm not going to make big or unrealistic promises to you. Instead, I can assure you that what I say is what I will do. That is to create a bridge between the student body and the Board of Education in order to better ensure that our questions are answered, our ideas are considered, and our needs are met. Of course, the issues that arise may be new or even controversial. I will not hesitate to step forward on your behalf. I am confident in my ability to listen to your ideas and present them in a cohesive and persuasive manner to the board. In fact, I have some ideas of my own. For instance, last year I suggested a food truck event for the high school and community. I'm happy to see that some of my fellow candidates have now embraced this idea, and I will continue to explore new and innovative ideas with you for presentation to the board for their consideration and action. We, the student body, are the soul of Hopewell. We are the closest to the everyday workings, problems, and success of Hopewell. We know what we want, what we need, and what works best for us. I know that I can represent our interests in a way that will move our school into the future. Change is important and it is inevitable. Without change, there can be no progress. By being present and deeply committed and connected to the student body, I can help be a vehicle for positive change for our school. So please vote for me for Student Council Board Rep, and I will not disappoint you.
Hi, I'm Maggie Garrity, and I'm running for Student Council's School Board Representative. The question most people have asked me is, what exactly does the board rep do? The school board representative is the bridge between the school student council and the school board itself. She is responsible for relaying ideas from student council to the school board, and vice versa, and, but hopefully not, finding solutions for issues between the two. The representative must have 3 qualities in order to be the best bridge for both sides. Of course, the school board representative has to be responsible. All leaders of student council do. But the representative is responsible for very different tasks. She must be able to juggle student council and school and work and whatever time may be left for a social life. This may be a daunting task to try to take on, but I'm always up for a challenge. This representative is responsible for communicating clearly to the school board and the other members of student council. If she lacks this quality, she could cause disorder and disorganization among the student council officers and members. In order to make sure there are no issues in the responsibility of communication, a school board representative must also be confident with who she is and what she has to say. Without confidence, it would be difficult for the representative when she has to present ideas or answer questions for fear of being wrong. The school needs a representative who won't shy away from a challenge or is too afraid to talk to others, which I believe I can do since I'm sort of kind and talking to the whole school right now. The last, and I think most important quality that a representative has to have is being cooperative. The whole point of student council is to create events that the students will and want to go enjoy. But how do we figure out what you want? We have to ask and be cooperative with all of you. So how can a representative represent students who she is unwilling to work with? It just wouldn't make sense. On the other hand, I am more than willing to hear from all of you, even if you're not planning on applying for student council. Feel free to hunt me down in the halls and say, "Hey Maggie, I have this super cool idea." And I'll listen no matter how crazy it may be, because it would be my job to not only represent you in the student council's meetings, but also the school boards. All of us running for an office position really need your help next year, because without you, there's nobody for us to represent. If you still are, thanks so much for listening. Have a great day, Hopewell.
Hello, Hopewell Valley. My name is Jared Plumsky, and I would like to be your next student council vice president. Some of you may know me from football, FBLA, NHS, class, or from around the halls. I want to be your student council vice president because I know that I have the drive, the skills, and the ability to make a difference and make this your best year yet. I've been involved with student council since 6th grade, so I've been able to watch different styles of leadership and how to plan, prepare for, and execute events while advertising and getting out the word to all of you. Let's be honest, Hopewell is a great school, but we can make it better. Before I tell you what I want to accomplish as your student council vice president, I want to know what you would like for this upcoming year. You each have a lot of ideas, and it is my goal to make your voice heard. Student council is about representing the students, but we can't do that with only 30 members. I want for your voice to be heard, and I've already set up a survey system linked to my campaign website and Facebook page. I also want to hold open meetings so that you can all participate. So once you elect me as student council vice president, I'll be open to meet with any of you if you have any ideas about events, promotions, fundraisers, or activities with your club. I promise to get back to you about any of these ideas to make our school a better place. After all, student council is about everyone. I also want to increase student body involvement across all areas of school. I know not everybody has been excited about events these past few years, but that can change, and it will change. I'll make sure that we have events that you're interested in attending so that we can have monthly events. So maybe if you miss one, you don't have to wait another half a year for another one. I want to increase school spirit and involvement through social media votes, impromptu meetings, and surveys. I want for this upcoming year to be an expression of what you want, and not just what your officers want. After all, it's about you. I have a strong background in finance and marketing and can use this expertise to benefit the school. I will work to eliminate costs on fees and small items so we have more money to spend on giveaways, and we can have less expensive events. Imagine almost everyone getting throwouts at pep rallies, and free pizza and ice cream during some of the lunches. I'll also work to develop a stronger social media presence on other platforms besides Facebook. I'll work to develop a website and use our app to communicate school-wide events to all of you, and allow for submission of ideas and content to be posted. I know voting doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but it does make a difference. I can't promise to you that I'll make lunches free and let out school early, but I do promise to listen to all of your suggestions and help put them into action. So when you get an email to vote for student council officers soon, remember to vote Jared Plumsky for student council vice president.
Hello, I'm Connor Murphy and I'm running for student council vice president. The role of an officer in student council is sometimes misunderstood. Many will stand up here and speak about how they plan to bring many new ideas to the school. However, those who understand the way student council works know this is not the truth. This job is not reserved for the officers, rather for the representatives. Each student brings new ideas to every meeting, offering possibilities for new events and improving old ones. Being the vice president would not mean I can't play a role in these responsibilities, but rather that my job goes beyond this. As a vice president, I plan to bring 3 main goals to student council. The first is that I plan to make sure that the events we decide on are the best they can possibly be, and that they aren't just ideas without desire from the student body. For example, this past year we attempted the MORP. Our officers believed we should add an event in the winter, and that because the freshmen and sophomores did not have a prom, that we should give them a winter dance. The logic was there, however, there just wasn't enough support, and so it was canceled. Next year, I want to have a winter event too, but instead we could bring new ideas that the student body is interested in. The most important thing for me is that whatever we do, the people want it. The second goal I have for next year is that we need to get the right people involved in student council. This past year, we brought back a distinctly smaller number of members than in past years. The numbers were a problem, but the issue that came was the people selected were not committed enough and the lack of numbers showed. There were meetings with nearly half of student council missing, each one with a different excuse. These meetings are once a week for less than half of a lunch period, and some students fail to show up to more than 2 meetings. Then, many students couldn't help with the events we wanted to set up or needed members to supervise. In short, we need committed members who want to make the school a better place. The final goal I have for student council next year is to do everything in my power to make next year student-driven. Each year, students are disappointed with events. If I'm elected, I plan on ending this. I want homecoming to be more than a football game, with things like food trucks, music, and games. I want pep rallies to be more than volleyball games, with more student-involving competitions and events. To accomplish this, our student council needs to be more engaged in the student body. Whether it be with surveys, online questionnaires, or just by talking to students, I want events to not just please the loudest students, but everyone in this school. To sum it up, next year is something I want to look forward to. To me, making money from student council-run events is second on my priorities. My number one goal is to have events that people not only want to attend, but that people can't wait to do again the next year. As vice president, I want to work with my fellow officers to accomplish this goal, bringing in new faces and new ideas, and improving on the old ones. I want for each and every student to enjoy next year, and if you vote for me, I promise you, next year will be a good one.
Hello, student body. My name is Austin Hawkins, and I would like to be your vice president next year. I've been in student council every year since the 6th grade, so I'm experienced in how to handle the student council environment. Another thing I pride myself on is being very loyal to my friends and place a lot of respect upon our relationship. Now, I know many of you don't want to hear another candidate's speech of a candidate droning on about things you care little about, so I'm going to keep this short, to the point, and tell you what I think needs change in this school, and most importantly, what I think you, the student, care about. I think our school needs more school spirit, more events that involve the entire student body and really bring us together as a school. As vice president, I will advocate for more sports, club, and performing arts-related events to give these organizations the recognition they deserve and get students excited about upcoming events and coming back to school. I also think that only a small portion of the student voice in the school is being heard, and I know that I can change that. As I began to collect signatures for my nomination to run as your vice president, I was glad to be able to branch out and meet a lot of you that I normally wouldn't have a chance to talk to. I enjoyed this opportunity and will surely be reaching out to every grade level and every type of student if I am elected. I also consider my courses and extracurriculars very diverse as well, so I'm able to reach out to every end of the student body, gather your opinions, and place them into effective action. I will do this by directing all thoughts on how to improve this school directly to the elected president and directly to Mr. Dare. A lot of candidates will all talk, but I can assure you I will make a difference in this school. I know I'm the best candidate at my position, so remember, a vote for Hawkins is a vote for a better Hopewell Valley. Thank you all for listening, and God bless Hopewell Valley Central High School.
Student Council's job is to organize, fundraise, and run events, from Welcome Back to the Blood Drive. The President's job is to lead Student Council in these efforts, along with other officers. Your job is to pick that president. Let me help you out with this job. I could stand up here and talk about my leadership experience. I could depict the team I helped to lead a robot. I could lecture on the events I've planned as president of Spanish Club. I could discourse on my participation in local government through the Youth Advisory Board. And I could chronicle the countless events I've helped to manage as part of Student Council. I could recount the fundraising, paperwork, logistics, and events I've planned and managed as an officer of the Model UN. But what's really important is not what I've done, but what I will do. First, let me tell you what I'm not going to do. Tragically, I cannot ban homework. I cannot make every day a delayed opening. I cannot add 10% to every student's grade. And I cannot get you out of your lunch detention. But for everything I cannot do, there is much more that I can and will do. First off, I will make sure that Welcome Back happens, not just next year, but the year after that as well. The current president has done a wonderful job of donating a portion of the profits to a charity so that children won't go hungry and we can have our dance. I will continue this and anything else necessary to make sure it continues to take place. I will also increase the number of student appreciation days. That's when you get free ice cream or donuts or cider. My teacher taught me to give evidence and reasoning, but does that really require an explanation? Student council has room in its budget, and I'd bet you have room in your stomach. But most importantly, I will push for new events to be created. Wouldn't it be nice if during your study hall there were a nice place to sit outside while it's warm out? I can't promise anything, but if I become president, I will fight for this and anything else you ask for. Because if you have an idea for an amazing event, or if you don't think an event should happen at all, you deserve to be heard. This year, we had many new events with varying degrees of success. We both held MORP and ran Poetry Slam for the first time. MORP suffered from a lack of interest so severe that it had to be canceled. Poetry Slam, on the other hand, was a great success, with many people attending, participating, and reporting great things. As president, I will make sure to hear your input so that we have more of the events you want and none of the ones you don't. Now, maybe I'm not the kind of guy you want to sit down at a bar and have an apple juice with. Or maybe I am, I don't know. But what is truly important is that I can deliver on what I have promised here. Voting is online this year, so whether you decide that me or one of my opponents are better qualified, please take the 30 seconds out of your day to choose your next president. We are here to serve you, so let your voice be heard. Oh, and if the text software broke or you don't feel like reading, I'm the Vruzbaum.
Hi, my name's Monica Kerr, and I'm running for Student Council President. Being positive in a negative situation is not naive, it is leadership. This quote by Ralph Marston, a pro football player, reflects my philosophy about running for Student Council President. After serving on Student Council for both my freshman and sophomore year, I was disappointed to not be a part of it this year. Although this was a negative start to my junior year, I remained positive in pursuing something I've wanted to do since freshman year. My positive experience with the council motivated me to run for the presidency. It's a common cliche, fall down 7 times, stand up 8. But cliches only become cliches because they hold some sort of truth. This is mine. My creativity, coupled with my ability to work well and communicate with both students and teachers, are 2 of the many qualities that would make me a good president. My boundless energy and fresh perspective can and will provide the student body a year that I'll never forget. I have both the privilege and responsibility of being a part of the principal's cabinet this year, a group of students who work closely with Mr. Dare to bring forward ideas to improve student life. Through this experience, I gained firsthand knowledge on how to serve as a liaison between the students and the administration. Throughout the past 3 years in these halls, I have also been involved on the high school swim team and the National Honor Society. My 10-year experience as a competitive swimmer and an accomplished academic have taught me to multitask and juggle school, swimming, and a social life. Having the ability to multitask will help me work as an efficient and thorough team leader with the other student council officers, students, and administration. Our school has many traditions, such as Welcome Back, Homecoming, and our 3 pep rallies. One of my goals as your student council president would be to start a new tradition, the Mo Money, Mo Fun charity drive, an all-night dance where all the proceeds would go to a charity of students' choice, which would occur right after midterms. In the past, formal dances for our entire student body have not been well attended. The dance will kill 2 birds with 1 stone, providing an event all students can enjoy, as well as contributing to charity. I'm willing to hand you the ox. One of my other ideas is opting for a smoothie bar in the cafeteria, which would provide a healthier and tastier beverage option for those students. The past 3 years in Hopewell Valley Central High have been quite the journey. For me, each year is filled with events that make up the high school experience. The dances, homecomings, and pep rallies I've been a part of have made these past years memorable. I'm not sure I could have asked for anything better. But one thing I know to be true is that the task of a great leader is to get her people from where they are to where they have not been. By running for president, I am promising that I will go the extra mile for you, and I will. Thank you and have a wonderful day, Hopewell.
Good morning. I'm Megan Heimbach, and I'm running for the position of Student Council President. I know you've heard a lot of speeches by now and are probably bored, so I'll keep this short. To me, Student Council is an organization with the purpose of bringing together everyone in the school, which I think it has accomplished in many ways. However, there are obviously ways that it can be improved and more inclusive. I'm not going to list ideas out because everyone admitted into Student Council is there for the purpose of bringing in fresh ideas. The duty of a Student Council President is to organize the events we decide to do in a way that is enjoyable and organized for everyone attending, so that is what I want to do. I want to improve the pep rallies so they're more exciting for everyone attending. I want to publicize events like Spirit Day so the whole school, not just a few kids, go all out. I want to make events like snow clubbing include more clubs so everyone can profit from the experience. And there are 3 main reasons why I think I'm fit to do that position. 1, I'm extremely committed. I've been in student council since my sophomore year and have worked every pep rally and almost every event. While some kids skipped working their welcome back bag collection shift, I missed the seniors running in 2 years in a row to finish my shift, which obviously shows commitment. My experiences at the numerous events have made it so I know how everything runs. I won't be coming in with no idea how meetings work or how to find the speakers for pep rallies. I'll have it all under control because of the commitment I've shown. 2, I'm extremely organized. An important aspect of student council is making sure the events run smoothly, as nobody wants to wait around in confusion or miss out on the best parts of the events. My organization will allow me to plan out events further in advance so there's more time to publicize them and make them bigger and better than ever. From talking to people at lunch, the biggest problem with student council events is that they have no idea what they're going on or what they're all about, which my organization will fix. And 3, I love our school. The past 3 years have been the best ones of my life, and I want to make sure my last year here is better than the last 3. Student council runs a large part of homecoming and other sporting events, spirit days, and pep rallies. I want all of this experience to be more amazing for everyone. More prizes, more spirit, higher stakes for the volleyball games. Those are all things I've loved and want to make better. I'm very easy to talk to, and I'm always around, so if you have a new idea that you think student council absolutely needs to do, you can come up to me and say it. I'm so excited to hopefully make the next year the best year of high school for everyone. So I hope I've convinced you that I'm the best person for this position of student council president. I'm committed to student council, able to organize the events, and want to improve things because I love the school. I just want to remind everyone to keep in mind when you're voting not to vote for your friends, but the people you think will run student council the best. Unless you're my friend, then vote for me. Thank you. Have a good day.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Michelle Glauberzon, and I'm running for liaison for the class of 2017. I moved to Central High School freshman year, and during my time as a new student, I've met so many great friends and have gotten involved in many activities such as sports, stage crew, and starting a club. It's been an exhilarating and rewarding experience for me, and I hope I can create the same experience for you too. As a liaison, you need to have the ability to communicate, to keep connections between the student body and the student council alive and constant. This skill comes very naturally to me, as I'm very well-rounded and can interact with many different types of people, as well as to be there to listen to your concerns. I can't promise that we're always going to win against the seniors at homecoming or the pep rally, but what I can promise is that I will give it my all to make the class events as successful as they can be. What I can offer is my determination, persistence, and hard work while keeping things light and fun. Years from now, I want us to look back at all the good memories from high school. I can promise I'll give it my all and hopefully help continue to make great high school memories for this graduating class. I'd love your support, so vote Michelle Glauberzon for liaison.
Hi, class of 2017. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Gabby Kazak, and I'm running for liaison. A liaison is the communicator of the class, and not only is involved with getting our class to come together as a whole, but also to help form relationships with our grade and organizations. I would like to be your liaison this upcoming school year, not because I can promise pajama day every day or winter break for a month, but because I believe that we can do better as a class. This year, I was the vice president of our class, and the officers and I raised about $2,000 thanks to events like the Yankee Candle fundraiser, selling soft pretzels at the haunted house, and selling pretzels at Snowcoming. However, as I was going around getting my petition signed, many of my peers felt that they weren't aware of what was going on in terms of fundraising or the status of our class bank account. In order to fix that problem, every month or so we could hold a class meeting. At those meetings, we could exchange fundraising ideas as a class and address your concerns. Furthermore, I want to make sure everyone in our class gets involved this year in fundraising, not only so our proms can be more affordable, but also because I believe that everyone should be able to say they had a part in making our time at Hopewell a little more bearable.
Hi, I'm Chris Walton, and I'm running for the class of 2017 liaison. Liaison is responsible for communicating between the class government and the students. I believe that our class could use a new member in student government because I know that despite this year's success, we can do even better next year. Even though liaison may not seem like a big role, my voice will be heard in all of our meetings. I'm not afraid to speak up to ensure that everyone's ideas are given a chance because my voice represents your voice and your opinions. As junior class liaison, I'll also keep you updated so that you, the students, know what's going on in student government. I'll make sure that people who aren't in student government can still contribute to ideas and help with various events like fundraisers. In order to do this, people outside of student government have to know what's going on inside of student government. For example, how many of you know how much money our classes raise through fundraisers? If you don't know, it's not your fault. I know that as someone who isn't in student government, I'm not always well informed. This is part of being liaison, and I want to make sure that everyone is clear about what your class officers are doing for you. This is also what sets me apart from some of the other candidates. I know what it's like not to be in student government. This is why I want to make sure that regardless of past experiences with your student government, there's a class officer that can voice your opinion. It's part of being liaison, and I'm excited to hear what you have to say. Some people might look at my inexperience as a problem, but I know that my ideas along with yours will improve the class of 2017. Even if I disagree with you, you can trust that your ideas will be heard in student government. I'll take this job seriously, and I'm excited to be your next liaison. Thanks for your time. Remember, if you want a strong student body voice, Chris Walton is your choice.
Hi, my name is Grant Kaufman. I'm running for the Student Council Treasurer. I'm not going to bore you all right now by telling you all the great qualities I have or all the campaign promises I won't keep. What I am going to say is I'm the perfect candidate for this position. I'll do everything I can to make this time at Central High School as fun as possible. As treasurer, I will fulfill all the necessary tasks of the class treasurer to the very best of my ability. I'll attend all the meetings and do what I need to do to help our class. I will listen to the ideas of everyone else in order to get what needs to be done, because even I know that a few people can't make decisions for the whole class without listening to the ideas of others, and I am more than ready to listen to those ideas. I know it's cheesy, but I know together that we can make the class of 2017 the best class to graduate from Hopewell Valley Central High School. So vote Grant Kaufman for your 2017 class treasurer. Thank you.
Hi, Hopewell Valley. My name is Bella Lundquist, and I'm running to be the next treasurer of the class of 2017. I would be honored to represent such a wonderful group of students. I believe that a big part of representing our class is hearing what you all have to say. If I were to be elected, I would take all of your requests, suggestions, and opinions into consideration and make them happen. As treasurer, I would secure the cost of both our junior and senior year proms to be relatively cheap. I will schedule many fundraisers to help gain money for our class, ensuring that it prospers to its full potential. All organized events under my control will contain extremely fun aspects. I can guarantee that. I want to make a great experience for your last 2 years here. Even though I may just be running for treasurer, I will voice everything in meetings. The students' body's opinions are what really matters. I will communicate what you guys want and then do what I think is best for my peers and our class as a whole. I will voice what you want done in relation to events directly to administrators and won't propose anything I don't think can be done. I've had many experiences being a leader, and I take immense pride in it. I have a lot of experience delegating a group. Being a part of student council throughout my elementary and middle school years, I know what is to come. I'm a self-confident person who isn't afraid to face new challenges. I'm in many high-level courses and participate in all the musicals and plays here at the high school, which takes a lot of perseverance and dedication. I'm also very active in numerous clubs through the school and volunteer through my church, doing mission work as often as I can. I'm already a part of a student government group, the principal's cabinet, and through that I've helped to improve many concerns in our school from a student's perspective, including topics like the improvement of the school lunches and traffic in the lunchroom. I want to help you all make what you dream of our school become a reality. Being elected as your treasurer for the class of the 2015-2016 school year is very important to me because in the past, students' voices haven't been heard, and I know you all have been very discouraged regarding the approaches that have been made to help improve the class of 2017. I'm not here to beat someone out of office simply for status. That is the complete opposite of what holding this position means to me. The reason why I desire a spot in office is to make sure that what the students want happens, not what simply the few elected representatives desire. I view student officer positions as equal to the student body. The student officers are just the voice that repeats the wants of the student body to achieve great things here at CHS. With all my personal opinions aside, I will take every opinion into full consideration. I will use my best judgment in all circumstances to improve our class. Your wants are my wants. Bank on me and I'll treasure your vote.
Hello, class of 2017. My name is Samantha Smith, and I am running for treasurer of your class. Being a part of a leadership group is really important to me. I want to be able to voice all your opinions and make our class the best it can be, but I can't do it without your help. When I was elected last year, I was so excited to be able to manage our class's money and think of creative ideas to fundraise. Math is one of my best and favorite subjects, so I was really looking forward to managing the money. But being in the position isn't as easy as as it seems. It takes someone with a lot of responsibility and dedication to get the job done. But if there isn't a strong support system, then all that hard work goes down the drain. When I was starting out, it was definitely a learning curve. All I knew was that I had to put all my hard work and devotion into all the projects, and that is just what I did. I believe I am right for this position because I am very analytical and detailed-oriented person. Therefore, managing our budget will be a great fit for me. Also, I am a good mediator when a compromise has to be made between the officers because I like to make sure everyone's ideas are a part of the finalized plan. I like to get as many people as possible involved in school fundraisers and events. I will come to every meeting ready to work and ready to introduce new ideas. I always put 110% into every single thing I do, and I promise that I will be no different as treasurer. This past year, I contributed many ideas, including selling soft pretzels at the Hopeless Valley Haunted House and Carnival, which was one of our most successful fundraisers. Since the pretzels were such a hit, we sold them again at Snowcoming, and we made a good profit once again. This past year, we were able to improve our financial status immensely, and I plan on improving it even more. I know exactly what needs to be done and how to do it, and my past experience will help our class reach its highest potential. If I get reelected, I have a lot more ideas to offer, including a junior night where we would organize with several different restaurants and have a certain percent of their proceeds be donated to our class. This fundraiser could be a huge success and get us closer to our goals. I also thought we could sell ice pops when it gets really hot in the springtime. This would be very popular amongst all the grades. In order to manage our class's money, I will further my organization skills by making a detailed spreadsheet with all our expenses and revenue. I would also like to keep everyone updated on our fundraising events through social media. I will set goals for our class and budget properly in order to reach our goals. I am ready and willing to commit to all of our class's wants and needs, and I look forward to the upcoming year. Thank you.
Hey, Hopewell. My name is Lila Engel, and I'm running for secretary for the class of 2017. Now, I know a lot of people have already said, or are going to say, I'm going to fundraise more, or we can build a better float, or the classic, we're going to have a really memorable year. Even though these things are all very important, this year I also want to talk about my idea for what student government can be. Student government is about uniting the student body. I'd like for us to rethink what it means to be a class and the activities that could bring us together. We've met with limited success the past 2 years, so let's think about doing things differently, trying new techniques. Many of you know and have seen my work ethic. I work extremely hard at everything I do, which is why you can be sure I'll do exactly that if I'm elected secretary. These past 2 years at this high school have been really enjoyable for me, and I want to help continue that for other students. I know I said a lot of things that are extremely cliche, and I thank you for putting up with that, but I wanted to talk about things that I think are notable. I hope that you decide to vote for me, Lila Engel, for the position of secretary for the class of 2017. Bye, Hopewell.
Hello, class of 2017. My name is Brendan Cohen. I am running to become your secretary for next year. As your secretary, I will make sure that we have a great junior year and fundraise a lot for our senior and junior proms. Our homecoming floats have not been the best the last 2 years, but next year I promise that will change. I believe that next year we will have a good float and that we will win a pep rally volleyball game. As secretary, I know that we must raise money for our proms. Right now we have some money, but definitely not enough to make sure that prom tickets aren't expensive. I have experience at fundraising, because this year I volunteered with this year's class officers to help sell at fundraisers like Homecoming and the Haunted House. By being in other clubs, I've seen what fundraising events are popular. Some fundraising ideas I have are raffle baskets, a Pie Your Favorite Teacher fundraiser, and a field day like competition for our grade. I think the class of 2017 is great. With your help, I plan to make this year very memorable. Should you elect me, I will work very hard as your secretary to make sure we raise a lot of money, have a successful homecoming float, and have a great school year. Thank you, and remember, class of 2017, you should be sending your votes to Brendan.
Hi, my name is Eliza Bell, and I'm running for the class of 2017 Vice President. I'm not going to stand and talk about how I will help us get better food in the cafeteria. I'm pretty sure I have no control over something like that. I want to talk about something I would have control over as our new Vice President, and that is fundraising. We can do different fundraisers than we have done in the past. For example, we could have a car wash or sell class t-shirts. I want our class to have an amazing prom, and fundraising is how that happens. I will help to make sure we are actively raising money for our class throughout the year. We may have raised $2,000 this year, but I think our class can do better than that, which is why I want to be your new vice president. Vote for me for VP.
Hi, I'm Bridget Anzano, and I would like you to vote for me to be the Vice President of the class of 2017 because I have a genuine interest and commitment to this class as shown by my involvement in student government since the first grade. I served as the secretary of this class the past year, so I know what a leadership position requires, and I am prepared to work even harder this upcoming year. I'm aware that our homecoming float was not particularly successful. However, if you saw our dance at the Winter Pep Rally, it is clear that we have come a very long way in a relatively short amount of time. With this rate of improvement, we are in a great position to accomplish even more next year. I already have someone willing to donate a flatbed to next year's homecoming efforts that is larger than the one used this year. By electing me vice president, our class will be in a strong position to start our junior year. Through our several fundraising efforts, we raised over $2,000. We have confirmed the location of our prom and are going to attend junior prom to decide what these future events should and will encompass. Because I served this past year, I played a large role in kickstarting many future events. I believe it is crucial I remain in office to ensure that the plans in place can be executed smoothly. I understand there is always room for new ideas, but someone who knows what is going on needs to remain an officer to make sure that all of our hard work is not wasted. I have the time necessary to dedicate myself to making our high school experience better because I will dedicate myself 100% to a few things I truly care about rather than spread myself so thin that I'm unable to handle the job. The best way to learn is to learn from experience, so vote for someone with a whole year's worth of hard work to learn from. Vote for me to be your next VP.
In a high school full of students, insane teachers, and gross school lunches, Michael Angeloni, that's me. And as president of the class of 2017, I'll try my best to do the impossible, create a junior year that will help you survive school. You might be asking yourself, what makes me worthy for your vote to be our class president? Well, I have certainly had experience with student government in the past. I've served as liaison for 2 years, and during that time, I have learned many skills that have prepared me to be president. Throughout my time as a class officer, I've personally created successful ideas for fundraisers and activities to support my class. I've also been able to observe the strengths of our student government and what I can improve if I am elected president. Since our freshman year, I've noticed some things that I believe I can change in order to make our class better as a whole. First, we need to create an amazing homecoming float that won't leave us disappointed at the homecoming parade. As president, I will ensure that we create a spectacle that will make our class proud. In addition to building an amazing float, I intend to fundraise more than ever. Although I have raised a decent amount of money during these past 2 years as an officer, I believe that as president, I can create smarter, more efficient ways to raise money. Obviously, J-Prom is one of the most exciting events that will take place during our junior year. As president, I, along with my fellow officers, will produce an extraordinary occasion. If I'm elected as president, you will definitely have a night to remember. With your support, I will be able to bring success to our amazing class, an incredible J-Prom, and an unforgettable junior year. When you cast your vote, remember to vote Michael Angeloni for president of the class of 2017, or your results may vary.
Good morning, my fellow classmates. It's that time of year again. Elections are here, and I, Abatiku, am again running for class president. To you, I'm sure this is just another excellent waste of class time, but this year, student government elections might actually mean something. As many of you know, freshman year, I was class president. Surprisingly, as many of you don't know, I no longer hold that position, which is exactly the problem. I could rattle on about all the amazing personal qualities that make me the best person for the job, but the truth of the matter is, our class has a real communication problem, and who better to fix it than a girl who never stops talking? Believe it or not, 6 lost volleyball games and 4th place 2 years at homecoming are the least of our problems. The culmination of our high school careers, our prom, is in jeopardy. Jeopardy and prom may not be 2 words that fit together, but with the little fundraising we have, the chance that a successful and inexpensive prom is slipping away. I know for that I am partially to blame, and I accept full responsibility, but watching the problems that got us here in the first place to continue to go on is a real disappointment. It seems that everyone has given up on our class. I can't stand here and tell you that I'm better than every other person running, but I can tell you this. Of all the people running, I am the only one who has consistently proved that I want to spend my time representing my class. If our class wants to be the ones who win the volleyball games and takes first in the homecoming float competition, we're going to actually have to put in the effort I know this class can. This problem could be solved more easily than you think. Hopewell Valley is abundant in activities and businesses who want to see us succeed as much as we want to succeed. Simply reaching out to them would radically improve the amount of funds we have to work with for prom. But whatever happens, the choice of a good prom is not in my hands, but in yours. Last year, I lost by only 10 votes. Only 10 votes separates our class from where we are now and where we could be by now. If you're looking for a president who demands is that things be done one way or no way, I wouldn't recommend voting for me. I'm spastic, desperate, and an incredibly annoying person. But if our class wants any hope of being the best, a little desperation is exactly what we need. I cannot promise you anything. If you've ever had the pleasure of hearing my speeches, you know that's not my thing. But years from now, long after graduation, we should be able to say we achieved something more than 4th place. Thank you for your time, and best of luck to the other candidates.
Hello, sophomore class. My name is Madison Parker, and I am your current class president. Before I start, I would just like to say thank you for electing me last year and say that it has truly been a pleasure representing you throughout our sophomore year. This year was a very successful one for our class. Although in the beginning of the year our homecoming float did not turn out as planned, we quickly turned things around and went to work. We put together volleyball teams for the pep rallies, searched and decided on a venue for the senior prom, put up the bulletin board, coordinated the winter pep rally dance, and fundraised. A lot. After each of these events, I met with the other class officers to discuss what worked and what did not, and talked about what improvements we could make next year. As an experienced class president, if you re-elect me, you'll be choosing someone who already has many important relationships in place. I had the pleasure of working with Mrs. Daly in the beginning of the year before her maternity leave, Ms. Sworn all year as class president and as a student in her Spanish class, and Mr. Ziza throughout these past few months in both student government and the school's musical. Since these strong relationships already exist, if I am re-elected, the transition into the next school year will be easy, and I look forward to working with these advisors next year. While it may be beneficial for other officer positions to elect someone new each year, the class president position carries the most responsibility and would benefit from one leader from year to year. Earlier I mentioned fundraising and prom. This year we fundraised at homecoming, football games, the haunted asylum, and snowcoming. We also started a Candygram fundraiser around the holidays. Our biggest fundraiser of the year was our Yankee Candle Sale, a new fundraiser that will definitely become a yearly tradition. Under my leadership, these successful fundraisers have brought in over $2,000 for the class of 2017, a great start to the funds needed for prom. I was very excited to lead the other officers in the search for a prom venue this year. I am proud to say that after visiting many venues and holding several meetings, senior prom for the class of 2017 will be held at the Stone Terrace by John Henry's for the first time in Hopewell Valley Central High School's history. If re-elected, I will look forward to following through with the prom planning that we started. I will also work to bring more creative and profitable fundraisers that will help bring you an unforgettable senior prom. One major goal of mine as I began this year as president was to involve our class as much as possible. Many people helped out with fundraising and took part in the volleyball teams and winter pep rally dance. I am so grateful to those who stepped in, but I know that for our class to be the best it can be, we are going to need even more involvement from everyone. I look forward to making that happen. This year has been a great experience for me. We have already accomplished many great things, and I look forward to following through with our plans and goals. It would be an honor to be re-elected and continue serving as your class president. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to vote for Madison Parker for the president of the class of 2017.